Hey you guys, I'm back with another video. It's been a minute, I'll be honest, but I'm back, I'm here. I went into a slight reading slump because I got really busy and I just didn't have the desire to read, but now we're back because I found this book, Furia. I love this book. It's great. It's great. The words, they don't come out of me. I love this book. It's my new favorite book. All right, can we just take a look at this cover though? Like, this cover is honestly one of the most beautiful covers I've ever seen before. Honestly, I loved it. I literally picked it up because I was like, oh my god, it looks so pretty. And then I loved this book. It was so good. So good. Since I did say that I got into a reading slump, I took myself to Barnes & Noble one day because I was like, it's Hispanic Heritage Month. I want to read something that pertains to my culture. So I went there and I'm disappointed for one because Barnes & Nobles did not have any tables that said like Hispanic Heritage Month on any of them, but they had like 3 summer reading ones and I'm like, it's September. Anyways, no shade to them, I guess. So yeah, I ended up finding this one at Barnes & Nobles and I'm very glad about it because I actually was looking for the Mexican Gothic and I could not find anywhere sold out, and I found this one and I was like, you know what? I want to give it a try. It's about football, as in soccer, and then there's a lot going on. There's a lot. Let me break down this book for one because there's a lot in this book. So Furia is about a 17-year-old girl, an Argentinian girl, sorry, who lives a double life. She plays soccer, which she's not allowed to play soccer. She's because her father does not let her play soccer. Like, her family does not approve of women playing soccer. So she's playing soccer and her family has no idea she's playing soccer. And she's a beast on the field. That's the thing. So she's one of the star players. And her brother is a professional soccer player, so she lives in her brother's shadow. So whenever like people are like, oh, you're like, this is your brother. Like, your brother is Pablo and like you're just the younger sister. So she like, it's about like her living in her brother's shadow, but she wants to make it out for herself. She's all about, she wants to do it herself. She wants to be like, she don't want to live in her brother's shadow. She wants to like be a professional. She wants to be a professional soccer player, and it's about like how she has to like go against her family and become like actually like be a soccer player. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying soccer player so much times. Sorry. She also has a love interest who is also he's a professional soccer player that she grew up with grew up in her town, and then he went off to Italy and became a professional soccer player, and that is one of her love interests. And she kind of like, it's about like how she manages with it because like he wants to save her at all costs because she has a toxic household and he wants to help her and do everything, but she wants to do everything on her own. Like, she wants to go get a job, she wants to save up, she wants to live in the US, she wants to do all this stuff, and he doesn't really understand that. Basically, from when I picked this up, I couldn't put it down. This was like it was so good. Like, the way that, I don't know, the way, I've never written something the way she wrote it. There's a lot of Spanglish in it, so it does have like, every once in a while they do, like the family members will say like a Spanish like term, or it'll be like a sentence or something like that. It's not hard Spanish or anything, just in case like anybody's worried about it. No, but I was like, I'm gonna love this book. I love how it just, I don't know, like it just seems so good. Like, when she was talking about like her neighborhood in when she was talking about her neighborhood in Argentina, I thought about like my family's neighborhood in Mexico. Like, it brought me back to all these like things, and it was just so nice. Like, it was so descriptive, it was so nice, it was so fast. This is so fast paced, honestly. There's not a boring part in here. Like, there's nothing. Like, it's all action packed. It's great. Like, I didn't know what I was expecting when I was getting into this book, but oh my god, she just writes so good. I love this book. This book was so good to me. I know I've said that like 8 times, but oh my god. Alright, that's all that I got for the non-spoiler part. That's just a basic synopsis of what I just told you. But now I'm going to get into I want to talk about my feelings about what happens in the book. So if you want to hear my feelings, come to hear my feelings. But if you want to read this book yourself, I advise you to go read the book. And maybe come back if you want to share some feelings with me. Can we talk about how crazy this book turned out? I didn't know what I was expecting. Like, honestly, I had no idea what I was expecting when I came to this. But I wasn't expecting everything. Like, the way Diego was, the way everything was. I just wish there was a little bit more at the end about, you know, Diego and Camellia. But oh my god, it was so good. I really liked how she stood up for herself. Like, she really, when Diego showed up to her door and he was just like, I'm gonna take you back to Italy with me so you could be safe. And she's like, no, like, I got my stuff to do. Like, I want to be my own person. She doesn't want to be like body soul and just want to be just a girl on the sideline and cheer her boyfriend on. Like, she wants to be an actual soccer player. She wants to do her own thing. She wants to empower young women and do all those things. And that was, I really respected her for that opinion. Like, she was like, nah, boy, like, that's not what you want. Like, I'm out, peace. And it took him a minute to realize it, you know, until like the last page he realized it. He was like, oh man, I kind of messed up. But you know, in my head, they got back together. That's what I'm in my head at the end of this book. That's what happened. I like the part where they talked about when Diego always says like, I love you and stuff like that. And she really wants to say I love you, but it's just like she can't because of the factor of like how she grew up, which love was like, if you said you love someone, that's very, makes you very vulnerable and makes your family will pin it against you and make you think that you're weak for loving someone just because in the household that you grew up in. I really like they put that perspective in there and like actually, you know, like threw it in there. Like, not everybody could say I love you because it's not as easy. Not everybody was growing up on love, you know? And so I like that they put this in here and like, even though she did come from a broken family, like she's still able to love, but she just doesn't know how to. You know, I really did not like how her mom was so blunt and so mean to her always. Like, it totally, like, just started telling her, like, she never looked good, or she thought her daughter was out doing bad stuff all the time just because she was hanging out with Diego. I was gonna say one of her friends, but I was just gonna say Diego. But, like, I was like, what do you have to be so mean for? Like, she's not doing anything wrong. She's a good child, and you always have to, like, bring her down. Like, that's... It's kind of sad. Like, I hated reading those parts just because it was like, oh. Alright, yeah, I don't know what mate is or mate. I don't know how it's pronounced, but I really want to try some now because of, like, it was always mentioned in the book. Like, anytime they were just like, mate? Yeah, mate. Yeah. Like, they just always had it on them, and it was like, it sounds like tea, but I've never had it before, so I kind of want to, like, I kind of want to try it because they just, like, loved it in here. Like, they were talking about they ate like cookies with it and stuff like that. And I was like, I've never heard of this, but I kind of want to find it. I don't know if I'm saying it right. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to go and look out for it because I want to try it. It seems so good. I wish we would have known more about Diego's backstory. Is all I wish I would learn a little bit more about, because like we learned that he was like orphaned at like a teenage year, not like teenage, I think she was like 12 or something when he got adopted. And I just wish that we would have known more of his backstory, like of just like how he was. And I know this is about her, but like I just wanted to know a little bit more about him. I think that would have been a nice little bit of just his backstory, but we never really got to learn that. Also, one thing I really loved about this book is where it talked about the women's revolution and that she went out and she wanted her mom to come with her to the protest. I don't think her mom did. I'm trying to remember. But how they went when that one girl got killed, and I was like, oh my god, like reading that was like crazy. Like it's something that still happens all the time, and at least like all around the world. Like I was gonna just say in Latin countries, but not in just Latin countries. It's in the U.S. It's in like everywhere it is, and it's just like crazy. And they're like protesting for their rights, and people think like they're crazy, and that it's just weird that they were calling her like. Just calling her random stuff just because she wanted to like go and fight for women's rights. But like I really loved that part where they were like went out and protested and they're like, we need to do something, like, and like her father was putting her down, like this happens every day, but like this shouldn't happen every day. Like it was just like that was a good empowering part. Like it actually talked about like the social issues of this stuff and like things do need to be changed and this is not okay. I loved at the ending where she was in I think they're in Florida, and she saw a little girl wearing her jersey, and they asked for an autograph and everything, and she was just like, that's like all she's wanted this entire time was just for her to be recognized for her own talents, and I'm so glad that she got it at the end of the book. Like it was so good. Like it was such, like, we knew she was gonna get it because, like, she a beast in the field. Like, she knows how to play soccer. Like, she was gonna be professional. I think this book is a great book for young women to read. Like, I just think it just has everything. Like, this girl did everything. Like, she had a job at a church. She played soccer secretly. She did school, and she was doing it all. Like, she was literally doing everything like she was supposed to do. And I think this is a great book for young women that are just learning who they are, and they should not have this. They don't have to sit on the sidelines of all these men. Like, she wanted to do everything. She wanted her goals. She wanted her dreams. Like, she wasn't letting anybody stop her. She wasn't even gonna let a guy with money stop her. She wasn't, like, even someone famous, even someone that she really loved, she wasn't gonna let them stop them. Like, she wanted to do her own thing. Like, when her mom was so disappointed that she was not gonna be a doctor, and she was like, I have my own dreams. Like, why does it matter if you're gonna tell your friends on, like, what I'm doing? Like, why does it matter? And so that's why I really love that she stood up for herself. She did everything that she was supposed to do. Like, she wanted her dreams, and she went out and got it. Like, I think this is a great book for young women to just read and be like, hey, your goals, they matter, you know? Love that. All right, so this is the end of the review. I love this book. This book is so good. Like, it's just, well, this is my new favorite book, and I really did not think I didn't know how I was gonna feel about it, because I didn't know how I felt about reading a book about just straight up soccer. But this was a lot more than soccer, that's for sure. And I couldn't put it down. Like, it took me probably a day. I read this and I was like, oh my god. Like, I wish she would have 150 pages more, just a little bit more, because I just wanted to read a little bit more about her life. Like, it just was that interesting to me. So that's the end of this book talk. If you have any Latinx book recommendations, let me know. I want to read as much as I can for Hispanic Heritage Month. So it goes into October 15th, so you guys got a little bit of time to give me a little bit more recommendations. I've been looking, but this is a good start to it, and I'm glad to start reading some more books.